Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's your one and only host, Christ Girl 909. I am so sorry I have not been posting, as you can tell. I'm a busy mom. Um, my schedule is not like other YouTubers. Again, other YouTubers out there, if you're watching this, hey, praise be God that you guys can actually, accommodate this to your time. But so far, I'm trying to juggle. I'm trying to get accustomed to this new residency that we have, and not only at the area. Go figure, right? Um, I did want to share this with you today. It's a testimony that happened to me on Friday. Usually, my husband, he does his full-time job, of course, but he does part-time Ubering. Again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so he does that. So I wouldn't have to worry about, going to work and then still having to handle with the kids. I have tried that, and if you're currently still doing that, hey, congrats to you. A lot of prayers, love, and God bless you. What can I say, right? Um, about the testimony, it hit me hard because it it felt like the worst nightmare I can ever imagine. Um, it started with the usual, going to sleep, so I laid down. Me and my husband called it quits, so we can just go to sleep, after having such a long week, and then the kids just got back to school, so we just want to go ahead and just my goodness, who wouldn't want to go to sleep, right? So we called it a night, and it was pretty early still. I did tell my husband, good night, I love you, like you would normally. Um, but this happened at almost between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, I had a visitor, I guess you can say. Um, I do know that God still lets, the devil come in and try and see where it is you're at, as far as, your faithfulness, towards God. If it's really something that you take it to heart, and you take it, you know, you take it as something that you want to achieve in life, right? What That's me. I'm full hearted for God. Um, Again, with my past history that we've had, my husband and I, and just basically me and my family, this is a new leaf we're turning. And with that being said, all I kept hearing was taunting. I don't know if you others can relate to this, but as I was lying there, I was dreaming that I was in bed, like I shared with you all moments ago. Um, and what's so scary, and the thought that the devil could even do this is bizarre. I mean, he used my son's shadow and his voice to taunt me, and all I kept hearing is na 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 na. I'm still here, kind of still trying to reel me back into who and what I was back then. And before I turned over a new leaf, and I accepted God as my Lord and my Savior, and I gave my soul to God. After Before I was reborn again, it was really trying to get me back, and I kept screaming, and I felt like I kept screaming, like I was screaming, while I was asleep or something, and my husband could hear me, right? But it kept coming back and forth, like leaving the room, coming back and doing the same thing again, taunting, and then exiting again, and then coming back and taunting again. And I know I know that I was calling on God. I was saying, God, help me, please. God, please. Lord, if you're here with me, please, you know, help me find peace in my heart, find peace in my soul right now that the devil's trying to get me. I know that you are here for me. You are my Lord and my Savior. Jesus Christ, you delivered me from evil before. You will do it again, God. You know, I cast down, I resent, and I was doing what I needed to do to get the devil and get him back into hell without me, you know? Um, as I was calling on God in my mind, this is, you know, in my dream, this is what was going on. I was calling on God. And when my husband told me, um, when he was trying to wake me up from having this nightmare, he heard me calling him. I was calling. Look, this is what's so bizarre, because from the devil using my son's shadow, my son's voice, and taunting me, someone that I love dearly. This is my little boy, my little man, you know. Um, from using him to try and reel me back in, to me screaming out, God, help me, please. Lord, you are merciful. Your grace is always showering me. God, I know you're in here with me. From me doing that and calling on God in the flesh, he knew who I needed. Because of us being human, we don't really concept the fact of how it is to you know, to know it in your heart but not to see it, right? I don't know if you understand me there, but as I was calling on God in another perspective, he knew that the person that I adored the most, and that I know will help me find peace, is my husband. And for me to be calling him is amazing. It's again, you know, it's not impossible or anything, because I kind of don't really relate myself to the whole, you know, anything is possible. Yeah, anything is possible because of God. Um, he is a miracle worker, because I felt, I before us heading to bed, we did review some things that were mentioned that was going on. You know, here in the U.S., of course, you know, I have my dear loved ones in Kansas, so I can't really see them as often as everybody else can, and so from reading that, I started getting shivers, and I started getting really cold, and it wasn't even cold in here. I mean, you know how it is, how it feels when you come back from work, or even out from doing an errand, how the temperature feels from the outside at night to compared to what it feels like inside your house, because of all day, the sun and all, you know. This is just, I don't know if God was already trying to warn me that, you know, something's coming, because my body was shaking. My body was shaking so much that maybe that's why I wanted to call it quits and you know, head to bed. But for that to happen, and for me to get down on my knees and ask for peace, and I kept thanking God. There's not enough thank yous. There's not enough I can do, but it was to show him that, you know what, devil, you do not have my mind, my body, or my soul. And because you don't have that, and because my God does, you're trying to get me. But you know what? It's not going to work. Do you know why? Because I acknowledge God. He is my first for everything. If it was because of my family, guess what? My God comes first. And I know he's got me. Aside from that, a little bit more, somewhat good news. Well, to me, it's an amazing and an exciting news. I didn't have no transportation for a few, I want to say like a few months. Taxes came. My husband got me a car. It was salvaged, so it did need a little bit of, you know, work required, I guess you can say. So I didn't have license plates, and it was from one thing to another, to another, to another. And again, it's the devil just trying to remind me, you know what, just give up. You're never going to do this. You're a failure. You're not worth it. What is it really? You know, it's just a reminder that he wants to push you to that limit where you can say, you know what, I give in. Here, devil, like, you can take me. No, that's to show yourself within God that you have the patience that God has, that you have the right thinking because you have and acknowledge God. You know, with that, everything else, you're best believe, and I'm giving you, and I'm telling you this because of, you know, my past experiences, my testimonies that I have, from me struggling to getting my airbags done, to getting my brakes done, to, you know, little things that we kind of don't pay attention to, and are not gracious enough. I was able to go to the CHP office today, and again, I got everything fixed. I went to the DMV, did everything, even with the little baby 4-year-old. So I know, right? Pray for me again. um, and I got my license plates, and I feel so awesome about that. But the only reason I'm sharing this with you is because from me having this little panic attack, you know, this anxiety that he was trying to get me towards, from the devil trying to scare me off, it didn't work. You know, Saturday we spent an amazing night. My husband didn't go and do Uber. He stayed home, and, you know, we rented movies, and we put the kids to sleep. I did take them out to a surprise dinner. I took them out for sushi. Again, this is our first time trying it within ourselves. He's tried it with his family. I tried it with coworkers before, but never with each other. So it was a nice experience for us, and I'm kind of glad that I did do it. I wanted him to have the same feeling as I have when he takes me out. Ladies, you know, sometimes us as girlfriends, as wives, as just women in general, you know, it's not something that you always want the other person to feel like they're obligated to do. You know, go out, surprise them, you know, make it interesting. Tell them, you know what, if ladies, if you live together with your spouse, tell them to go and take a drive and pick you right up. Don't go too far, man, okay? Don't go too far. That's what I tell my husband. Again, you know, just surprise each other, and communicate, conversate, throughout what you will want in your future. You know, what your visions are, what your road towards your future. How is that going? How are you going to build that up? You know, investments in not just financial, not just business wise, but your future. You know, for the ones that do have family. I am deeply praying for you guys, because it's not easy. It really isn't. And the whole thing about working, you know, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 or whatever it is your hours are. Again, don't lose sidetrack of your spouse. We think that we can do it ourselves, and yeah, we go crying after the person when they leave. I mean, it's not right, you know. Once in a while, again, go and have dinner and conversate, or if it's a little too busy and you guys can just do lunch, go and do lunch. You know, you guys want to go and get breakfast at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I don't know if they're open at that time, but I hop it, you know, do something that just requires both of you, because sometimes we do need that person to lend their ear out and just help us, make us feel like we're worth something, you know, not just within the flesh, but in spiritual wise as well. My husband is how can I say this? He is such an amazing spouse. From one leaf to the other. I mean, one thing I did want in my next man, how everybody says, when we split, I wanted a godly man. I wanted somebody who would love me, someone who will be willing to do whatever it is he needs to do for me, you know. Um, because I come with the package of my 3 kids, so it's not just me, it's my family as well. um, we are are trying to reach out others that are struggling, not just in in the world way, but in spiritual way as well. If you need help, if you need any advice, if you want to go ahead and email me, I'll make sure I drop down the link. And again, if even if I can reach out to one person, that honestly, that's like fireworks going on and off, right? That will mean so much, not just to me, but I know that it will mean so much to God as well, because this is one another life that is not just been won over, but has been realized that they're worth something, you know. Don't ever feel like you're alone, because you're not. Okay, there's others out there. Please reach out. Don't be embarrassed. If you want to, write anonymously to whomever it is that you need to, contact the local churches near you. Get in contact with, spiritual trainers. Again, the pastors, counselors there, believe me, we're the last persons that are going to judge you. If anything, we want to help you. Want to make sure that you get the help that you need, and we'll be there to guide you, to lead you, to advise you. And believe me, all we want to do is just welcome you and help you out and pray for you. Okay. um Again, I just wanted to share my little testimony, because it's Monday already and this happened on Friday. um so again, couples out there, please don't devalue yourselves or your spouses. Make sure you guys are equal. It's not worth it, believe me, especially when you have children. Please, for the love of God, don't don't argue in front of them for petty stuff. Again, don't think that because you got the car of the year, you're moving up in your work, or you're doing something, you're achieving, you're bettering yourself. I congratulate you guys. That's awesome. It really is. You're blessed. But again, don't lose vision, because when we depart from this earth onto heaven, none of those materialistic things are going to go with you. They're going to be worthless. Okay? So again, put materialistic things aside, put the world aside, and focus on you and your spouse, because believe me, it'll be worth it at the end. Okay? I thank you guys so much for tuning in and giving me a few minutes of your day. I know that you guys all have a busy schedule, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I am praying for each and one of you guys out there. If you need to reach me, again, I'll drop down my email, and you could comment here on this video. Okay? Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless you guys. Prayers out to you guys. Okay? Bye. Have a nice day.